Hello, I'm Mrreeeee, and welcome to another Real Talk. Look, Season 3 has been a great start, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And look, I'm keen to just quickly talk about the upcoming Mythic Dungeon tuning. Now, I thought this is coming 100% because I've had many difficulties with many keys that we're seeing some nerfs, but I didn't see what's happening with Atal'Dazar. So I thought, let's get through it, let's get the content out and have a discussion rolling. So here we are with the notes, and the first thing they've said, we noticed some, we've suggested some feedback that Mrreeee's Rise, Throne of Tides, and Atal are terms of difficulty, with Throne and Rise being harder and Atal being easier. Now, first up, the required enemy forces count for Atal has been increased. I think that's fine, but I do think even timing's been pretty tight. I have timed to 20 this week. It was the easier key. I'm interested to see how much forces will increase or change the pools and routes, because the route is pretty, yeah. I think the route is pretty linear in a sense. I'm interested where people will change to accommodate this. But I think the Yasma's Racking Pain can no longer be interrupted and is no longer a curse effect and mythic difficulty. Now, when I'm tanking, this is the literally do not let this go off or we will die button. So I'm very interested to see how this plays in Tyrannical Week. I actually think playing this week being fortified, there are a lot of bosses that I'm like, how are you going? They definitely will talk about Chrono Lord later, but I'm very interested to see, yeah, I think they've maybe tuned too quickly. I think Tyrannical isn't out. Why are we tuning so quick? There are changes. Interesting at Atal'Dazar. Keen to see what it's like next week and review this video. Priestess Alonza, Corrupted Blood, damage every 2.5. Increase the damage a bit. Spirit of God health is increased. This really, you just permanently see this mob, so I don't think that's really much of a change. The Toxic Sora's Leaping Thrash no longer triggers Poison Claw on the target. Okay. This is not even on the boss. That's just the... I'm interested. I think that's necessary because they do a lot of damage. The Juggler Assault reduced by 25%. I mean, that's good, but I also think with all the cheese strategies, you wouldn't even... this is irrelevant. You dodge it. The Wildfire Productive Rate increase 1 was 2 seconds. It's usually interrupted. Deadeye aim reduced. That's interesting. Maybe that's what they're trying to make. These three changes here with those middle bombs is maybe they want people to definitely pull that. And I mean, they could have made them maybe not like the pat range bigger. I'm interested to see they want people to pull that pack. But again, there is also with the Atal'Dazar, it's not just the nerfs and changes here. I think it's the ability to snap mobs that would really affect. And I don't think they'll change that. I mean, that was all through BFA. Mrreeee's Rise was an insane key to try and do. I think the barrier refresh damage of Tyr is okay. I don't think that was really a boss I was worried about when I did Tyrion's Rise. Chrono Lord is 100%. Trying to tank this boss is disgusting. Health reduce I think is great. Corruption damage great. The damage, reduce the health of the ads. Like this is perfect. I think this is definitely a much needed. It was too hard, and I still think it's going to be hard and tyrannical for most players. Throne of Tides, beautiful. The gauntlet is the hardest part of this dungeon, and it just seems very unbalanced. But I think nerfing this may make this dungeon now like they knew Atal'Dazar. I think that was the only... When I do this map, like, the crushing deaths feel really powerful, and then hopefully damage reduction. But really, the vicious dragons, and the gauntlet is really the only thing that scares me in that dungeon. As a fortified, as a tank, as pulling, you can do really... with the new sigils of Demon Hunter, you can really interrupt a lot of the casts, and it doesn't make a real fearful play. So, I think this might make this dungeon real easy, and but it's also needed. The Gauntlet was just a wipe fest. I still think the damage reduction of Blood's really good, but I get to like 30 stacks, and without a bleed dispel, it just makes that super difficult. Ozumat, blotting barrage damage of 15%, inflict damage reduced by 20. Even this last boss, like this is. During 12 seconds, followed by, like, this must be to incorporate for Tyrannical, because I found this boss really just, like, not really that intimidating, but we only did it on an 18, so maybe at 20, people are really struggling. Glandra's Fall, I think, is a fun dungeon. Risen, Dragonic Necrotic Outburst inflicts damage every 3 seconds, was every 2, yeah, that's a nice up for those mobs that people are trying to skip. Colossus Moments 10 says no longer does not damage immediately, and it reduces and increases 7 was 9 seconds. Okay. I actually don't know what that mechanic's from. Coalesce Moments End. Like, it's the sand mobs, which suck, and I think they need to review. I'm surprised in this Mrreeee's Rise, they haven't targeted any of the mobs. Because those mobs in those sand rooms do insane damage in cast. Trying to do a 19 on that, like people are falling over, and I'm really surprised they didn't target that. Black Brick Hold, the bats, incredible change. That is probably the hardest, more annoying gauntlet. You can't pull fast because the sick bats, but now they're making it 4. Perfect change. Matron Alma's Lingering Dread should prefer non-tank players. Okay. I think that's some good changes. I'm very interested they let them out. A, they're on top of it, making it. B, is it too soon without seeing Tyrannical Week? And C, I wish they did more with a few more of the dungeons. I think, yeah. I think the Chains and Rise could have been better. I think 4 had a lot more. There's a few mobs, I think, how you going? And I'm very interested they changed the tell. Because I think there's actually a few keys. I think people have probably nearly timed all the keys. It'd be Waycrest, Atal, Black Brick Hold, all timeable. I don't understand why they target Atal the most and not the others. So, yeah, it's been a quick real talk. So I'll see you guys on the stream, in the sub, in my comments, and I'll just keep trying to make content. So peace out and keep it real.